There wouldn't have been anything in North America that looked like this or that felt like this that was designed with this idea. What existed were burial grounds. They were churchyards, more similar to the places along the Freedom Trail. Right now, we are standing within Mount Auburn Cemetery in front of the grave of Dr. Jacob Bigelow, who was one of the founders of Mount Auburn. He was one of the proponents for this idea of removing the burials from downtown Boston outside of the city center. Boston was a really small landmass at that point, but the city itself, the population was growing. At the same time, there were a lot of ideas starting to come into being in the early 19th century about life and death, also ideas about nature. The Massachusetts Horticultural Society was looking for space to create an experimental garden. So they purchased this land with the idea that they would sell burial space in order to fund their experimental garden. So it was very much an urban design issue that really, the biggest impact of Mount Auburn was that it really paved the way for the public parks movement that happened later in the 19th century with the founding of Central Park, which doesn't happen until 1859. Washington Tower was built by the cemetery in the 1850s to be an observation point and a place that would visually connect the city of the living, Boston, with its city of the dead, Mount Auburn. Longfellow purchased the lot here at Mount Auburn. Before he was the celebrated poet that he became, he certainly responded to this place. When he came here to watch the grave being dug for his first wife, he wrote in his journals and wrote to a friend that he had come to Mount Auburn and watched his own grave being dug, having this sense of comfort and being at peace with this location. Even in the first decade of Mount Auburn's founding, Longfellow was responding to exactly what Mount Auburn's founders wanted this place to be, a place of tranquility and peace for the bereaved, but also, creating this sense of inspiration.